Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for tuning in to the Hot Dog Guy Stories podcast. I hope your week is going great. I'm your host, Joe Mertens, your favorite hot dog vendor for the Cleveland Indians. And today, what we'll be discussing is two instances that were very funny to me my second season working for the Cleveland Indians. So let's jump into it. So the first instance happened on a Dollar Dog Night, my second year there. And as usual, Dollar Dog Nights, you have people going around. And when I used to do that, I would be outside of the commissary selling hot dogs to fans walking in to the game, and I would have with me ketchup packets and mustard packets, and when somebody would buy, I would just hand them out to people who wanted them. So that's the context of what I would do for Dollar Dog Nights. Now, the instance that happened to me, an elder gentleman came up to me asking for a dollar dog, so we did the transaction. I gave him a hot dog, he gave me the $1, and I asked him if he wanted anything on it, and he goes, "There's nothing on it already." And I replied back to him, "I have ketchup and mustard if you want." He gives me a very stern look and just walks away, and I thought that I made this guy angry. I'm not really sure what happened between me and this older gentleman. Whatever the case may be, time goes on. I see him later in that ball game, and he was behind home plate, and he asked for a $1 hot dog. Now, mind you, I'm near the end of the bag of hot dogs that I had. I needed to reload. I was out of ketchup and mustard. Couldn't give out any condiments. So I find this guy. The guy wants a hot dog, and I hand him the hot dog, and he goes, "I want a ketchup packet with it." I tell him, "Sorry, man, I just ran out of ketchup. I'm almost near the end of this load." And he yells at me and says, "Oh, you should have ketchup on you." And I was like, "I'm sorry, man. That's my mistake." So the older gentleman winds up and hucks this hot dog right at me. Obviously, it didn't hurt. It was more of it got me kind of off guard that a older gentleman had a cannon on him throwing a hot dog at me. Now, I've seen this guy a lot. He's a season ticket holder for the Cleveland Indians. Very nice guy. I've gotten to know him over the course of the years. I think it might have been more of a joke than anything else, but nevertheless, I thought that was a very funny moment for me, just being hit by a hot dog from somebody, which leads us into the next story with the same type of instance. So a week later, we have another Dollar Hot Dog Night, and during the game, I'm just hitting the seats, and again, I'm near the end of the load. And so a older woman asks to buy one, and she does, and she asked me if I had any stadium mustard on me. And on those nights, we don't have stadium mustard packets. So she said that she wouldn't eat this without mustard. So this elderly woman had a cannon on her. Again, the hot dog doesn't hurt. It just kind of shocks me that how hard they threw this at me. She just hucks it back at me, and it just falls in the bag. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I will move on from this. But again, I mean, I have a really good relationship with fans. It's just, some of them might be a little upset with me over if I don't have a certain item on me. Nevertheless, that's on me. But it's just funny how some of these things happen. I mean, I really enjoy interacting with customers. It's one of those things that really makes the job fun for me. Just having a good time with the fans that come in and watch the Indians play. Customer service, it kind of bugs people sometimes, but I think it's a fun thing to deal with new people. I've met so many great people with the Cleveland Indians over the course of a couple seasons, and those a few instances that have happened to me are very funny, and I hope you find that funny, to laugh at, because there's been times that there's times where you just have to stop and say, did that really just happen to me? And with those instances of being hit with a hot dog, it's definitely one of those instances where you have to just laugh it off and keep going. You can't be mad whatsoever at those people. And I just love it. I mean, it's what really makes the job great. So hope you enjoyed this story. I mean, a very brief story about my fan encounters, but hope you enjoyed listening into the Hot Dog Guy Stories podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Keep on listening. There's one story every Thursday, and I hope your week keeps on getting better and better as we head towards the weekend.